Onward. This sees two teenage elf brothers, Ian and Barley Lightfoot, go on an adventure to discover if there is still a little magic left out there in order to spend one last day with their father, who died when they were too young to remember him. Let's take a little listen to a clip from this movie.
All right, we're gonna get warrior Z90 fit. Let me hear you say, I'm a mighty warrior.
I'm a mighty warrior. Morning, Mom. Blazy, down! Bad dragon. Back to your lair.
Happy birthday, Mr. Adult Man.
Oh, Mom. Hey, buddy, don't wipe off my kisses.
What?
You're wearing your dad's sweatshirt.
Oh, finally fits.
Oh, my little chubby cheeks is all grown up.
Okay, Mom, I gotta eat something before school.
So that was a clip from Onward, and onward we shall go with this review, and we will kick it off in our regular place with the Rotten Tomato scores. So it gets an 84% score from the critics, and no audience score as of yet, I'm afraid.
No, and the reason why there is no audience score is simply because this came out on Saturday, the 29th of February, a leap year, and they were giving us an opportunity to see it for one day only, a week early, basically. And that is because it's special previews, and obviously they want to make more money, get word of mouth out there, because I haven't really seen much marketing for.
No, I hadn't even seen a trailer for it. I'd seen no marketing, no posters, nothing whatsoever.
No, I hadn't really seen barely actually anything, to be honest with you. But shall we just say who the director is? It's Dan Scanlon. Dan has directed Tracy, Monsters University, and now Onward. And these are obviously Disney movies. He's been part of Toy Story 4 as the creative team. He's been part of Pixar for many years, and now this is his first directing intro, I suppose, in terms of proper movies. And you know what? I'm going to go straight into it and say I absolutely love this movie.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I was so pleasantly surprised by it. I didn't know what to expect. I knew it being Disney Pixar that it was going to be a quality film, but I would compare it to the likes of The Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4. It's up there. I mean, they're big, well-known Disney franchises with Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4, but this had a really unique feel to it and such likable characters. Like, immediately I liked the characters, I liked the journey they were on. I love the name of it, Onward, which makes sense when we talk a little bit about the plot. Do you want me to talk a bit about that? Or
go for it.
So you've got these two elf brothers, and one of them turned 16, and now he's 16. He gets a present. So it's Ian, who turned 16, played by Tom Holland, or voiced by Tom Holland. The other brother is Barley, voiced by Chris Pratt. And he gets this magical staff, like a piece of wood,
but a twig. No, it's a bit bigger than a twig.
It's like a branch. It's very, and it's got a holdall at the top which you can put a magic stone in, and it all makes sense if you watch it. And his dad has left them a spell which can bring him back from the dead for one day and one day only.
Now, what I would like to interject here. Now, this is set in a world where magic was always there. There were wizards and witches and all these different magical creatures roaming around. But as the world progressed and got lazy and electricity was introduced,
and technology,
it became more and more like our own world. So you have these magical creatures, or these magical beings that we consider to be magical. In a world that not too dissimilar to ours.
Integrated
well, it's not even integrated in. It is their world, but with our technology. And it's very funny to watch that unfold. But there is still, hopefully, a bit of magic left in the world, because these two boys, as you said, get this magical staff. And it is this journey now that they have to go on as brothers to try and bring back their father, just so that they can meet him one last time. And for Tom Holland's character, Ian, he's never met his father.
Yeah.
And so he is, most of all, wants to say, hello, lovely to meet you, sort of thing. Nice to meet you, Dad. But for Barley, who did grow up and has 4 memories of his father, has a bit more of a goodbye to say to his father, because he never really truly had the opportunity to say goodbye. So they have a lot at stake here to try and bring him back. But when they do this spell, something terrible happens and it somehow backfires and only half of their father comes back. So he's simply just legs in this film.
Just a pair of legs.
He's just a pair of legs and sort of waist, I suppose, and he's simply walking around, but they still have this great done to great comedy effect.
Yeah, this relationship with him.
Yeah.
And they managed to communicate through touch on his legs, and Barley used to tap his dad's legs to the theme of dum 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 dum, and then his dad would stamp dum dum. So he taps his legs like that, and his dad realizes who it is. And unfortunately, when they made this spell, the original stone that they had in the top of the staff is destroyed. So to complete the spell, they must go on a quest to find another one of these stones to put in the staff to bring him back. And they've only got 24 hours. And what a fantabulous journey they go on. It's the animation is brilliant. The characters are unique and original. Tom Holland does a brilliant job with the voice. Chris Pratt, for me, steals the show. I never used to be a big fan of Chris Pratt. I thought he played quite similar characters on the back of his sort of Parks and Recreation stuff. But actually, he's proven to be a very diverse actor, and he is really good in this. He's really heartfelt, really emotional. He's also really, really funny. There's great humour in this. The animation is wonderful.
It really is.
I watched this on my own, as I often do, and I just sat there really, really enjoying this film. And there's loads in it for children, so there's lots of comedy that hits for adults, comedy that hits for children. It's an ageless and timeless story. I feel like this is going to be one of Pixar's potential classics. I'd love to see maybe a second one.
Yeah, and I think they haven't left it open, so to speak. It could end here, but there could be a want to see what happens to these characters after they've finished this film, I suppose. I won't want to spoil any of it for anyone, because we did get to see it on that special 24-hour release of the film. So there'll be plenty of people who haven't seen it when this goes out. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole host of other people in the film. We have Octavia Spencer, who plays a manticore, who is a brilliant creature within this movie. Yeah. And the mother, Laurel Lightfoot, is played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who actually is in another film that's coming out fairly soon that we're going to review. And I have a feeling it's not going to be very well taken.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. We can discuss about it later. But yeah. Did you have anything else to say?
Yeah, it was just like I said, it's a brilliant piece of animation for children, but for adults, there's themes of loss, closure, friendship, brotherhood, and ultimately the meaning of family and what it means to be part of a family and what makes a family. And I just adored this film. I'm going to go and see it again. And I normally only see films again that I really like, the likes of A Star Is Born, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Joker, 1917. Onward is... I don't think it's up there with those films in terms of how much I like it, but it's probably the best animation I've seen since Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's big statements there. Yeah. I like that. You know what I really liked about this as well? The beginning. Before the movie even started, we have a introduction to The Simpsons, welcoming them almost to the Disney universe.
Yeah.
So they created a special short story starring Maggie and most of the cast of The Simpsons, but it was primarily based on Maggie. And this very relatable story to very young children.
And completely silent as well. So no voiceovers.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was really good.
I really loved it. I really enjoyed it.
We're talking over each other. I apologise. We're singing off the... I tell you what, you're in trouble if you carry on doing this. We're singing off the same hymn sheet. And what a brilliant hymn sheet it is.
Ah, good.
Craig.
Yes?
Onward! Is it worth it?
Yes, this film is totally worth going to see in the cinema. I'm hoping it will do very well, but on the back of it not having much marketing, I'm hoping word of mouth will spread this one far and wide. It's a really, really wonderful film that has a lot to like about it. Lots of really great themes. There's things for adults, things for children, as it should be. And I just thoroughly enjoyed this movie. David, how about yourself?
I know what it's like for you to go second, because I would just like to reiterate everything you've said. Brilliant for children, fantastic for adults, one of the best animations I've seen in a long, long time. Take your whole family to see Onward. It is 100% worth it.
That's absolutely right, David, and that was our review of Onward.